So originally I was gonna do a video on the whole Fedmeister Pokemon situation. I will do that. I think I'll see if I can try and get that out either tomorrow or the next day, or it'll definitely be out by the end of the week. Um, but I want to. Some things have come up in Formula One which I want to talk about. But first of all, before I get start this off, I was sure my thoughts and all that to do with Roman Grosjean, who survived that absolutely horrific crash during the opening lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hope he has a speedy recovery, and hopefully he can end his career off in Abu Dhabi. He said he wants to do that. I hope so. I really hope he does come back for Abu Dhabi, and yeah, I hope you just. I want you back on the grid, Roman. No, um, just to do your last race for Haas and probably this Formula One career. I'm afraid to say. Um, so I'm gonna start off with probably the least interesting, kind of, or kind of expected, if you're in like the driver market loop, is that F2 driver Nikita Mazepin has been announced for Haas for 2021. I think I sum this up on my Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter at the Brideweiser. Much appreciated if you do. I summed up with a tweet saying, Mazepin confirmed for um, in Haas for 2021 with a nice little Emperor Palpatine gift. Everything is going as I foreseen. We ba- as soon we basically knew this pretty much when Grosjean and Magnussen announced that they were leaving Haas at the end of this year. And Haas always said they wanted two young drivers for the future. They've got one. The only reason Mazepin is there is because his dad is loaded, just like Lance Stroll, but we won't get into that right now. Um, to be fair, Mazepin he's had a very good year in F2 this year. We'll see what he's like when he jumps in an F1 car next year. We'll see what he's like. Yeah, I think Mick Schumacher's nailed on to get the second seat, because Ilott came out and said he's not going to be an F1 next year. So I think it's safe to say Mick Schumacher is going. I'm saying it. He's going to be an F1 next year, and if not, I don't know what I'll do actually. I should have thought about that. I'm gonna post on my Twitter say I'm going to do something maybe. I don't know. And now on to the next one. Lewis Hamilton has been tested positive for COVID-19. Um, I hope he recovers from it quickly. But I think everyone's it's like speedy recovery Hamilton. But I think what most people are interested in is who's going to get that Mercedes seat for this week. Um, the Sakir, but it's called the Sakir Grand Prix. I think it is. It's doing the Bahrain. It's basically an oval, the track they're doing this year. This time with the outer Bahrain layout. Um, Now there's a couple of options. I'm gonna lay it. I'll lay them all out, and I'll tell you who I want, and what I think will happen. So they have their two reserve drivers, which is Esteban Gutierrez and Stoffel Waffle Van Dorn. Um, and I think obviously Nico Hulkenberg, he's been the super sub this year, no question in my mind. Um, so I think he's definitely got to be under consideration, and obviously Mercedes Junior and my one of my favorite drivers on the grid, George Russell. Now, who I would like in this seat is George Russell, because I love George Russell. No, I think some people still doubt Russell. I think that's fair to say, because obviously he's in Williams. Don't get me wrong, the Williams isn't as I'd say the Williams is probably in George Russell's hands, probably like the eighth fastest car, maybe ninth on some occasions. But it's definitely, I think the Haas is probably the worst car now. But we won't say that to Mazepin, although you probably will. So I think still people doubt Russell because he's in that Williams. I think it would also give Mercedes, a sort of benchmark of where he is at the moment, maybe. And also, this would actually confirm if Bottas is actually good or not, because if he rocks up and just outqualifies Bottas by a fair bit, I think that will put doubt in Mercedes camp about Bottas. But then again, the Mercedes and Bottas dynamic has worked really well for them since Bottas joined them in 2017. So it has worked. It depends if they want to rustle Hamilton's feathers by bringing in the next future star to come along. Because I do think Russell is a definite future star. I think he's probably going to get a championship before Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. That's just my personal opinion. And then we had, and yeah, I'd like Russell, but what I think maybe they'd probably go with Hulkenberg. I want to say I wouldn't mind either Russell or Hulkenberg. I wouldn't mind which one, because that way Hulkenberg, he has a shot at getting a podium, but knowing his luck, he'd probably either make a mistake and bottle it, or he'd retire when he's like in third or second, or God forbid leading the race. God forbid. And, yeah. Because Gutierrez, I don't think anyone would like Gutierrez to get that seat. I can see some people liking Van Dorn back in F1. I wouldn't mind that. I think Van Dorn kind of got shafted when he was at McLaren, I think. So yeah, I'd just say Hulkenberg or Russell. I'd much rather see Russell. But then again, knowing the luck that he's had this year, he would DNF when he is in the points. So I'd see what happens. I'd personally say I'd in my heart I want Russell, but in my brain it is saying Hulkenberg's going to get it, but we don't know. Also, I'd just like to quickly throw in, this just jumped in my heart, that Grosjean, because Grosjean's not racing this weekend either. He's got they've got Pietro Fittipaldi, grandson of two-time world F1 world champ Emerson Fittipaldi. I think it's his grandson, if I read correctly. He's going to be in the Haas. I'd like to see how we get on. Got Fittipaldi back, Fittipaldi name back in the sport, which that's nice, and I'd like to see how he gets on. And I think that's it for this video. I shall see you in the next one, which is probably going to be the whole Pokemon Fedmeister situation. So I'll look forward to that. And also, if you are new and you like the video, well, first of all, if you like the video, drop a like, helps me out. And if it's you like my content, and go watch some of my other videos on my channel, you like my content, maybe if you like me, hit that subscribe button. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye, guys.